back to Derby Cry. As you can see, still slabbing, long way to go. I'm trying to carry on with this. I'm sure you don't want to watch me doing this slabbing. I know I don't want to be doing it, so I'll see you by the pond. Right, so that's enough slabbing for today. I'm absolutely done in. So I thought I'd get back to the important bits, talking about the pond. In this video I want to talk a little bit more, well, not a little bit more, but I want to talk about my feeding of my koi throughout the autumn, getting ready for winter. But before that, I need to do some filter maintenance and I want to stick some Mediclean. So hang around for this one and I'll see you in a minute. Okay, so I want to talk to you a little bit about my food regime coming into autumn, getting ready for the winter. In my previous videos I explained what food I had and what food I bought. Initially I was on this LE Koi high growth. That had 42% protein, which I'd done throughout the summer. I just wanted to get a bit more bulk on them, a bit of weight, to help see them through the winter months. In a recent video I bought some more food from Queenie Koi, so I decided to change onto that. And I initially then went on to start them with this, the Japan mix, which again they absolutely loved. This was slightly less protein because the temperature did start to drop. I mean, in the UK this year we haven't had much of a summer at all. We've had a few really nice scorching days, but it's been a fairly mild summer, so I dropped them down to this one, which is 38% protein, and this one says you can feed them down to 13 degrees, but as it's now starting to come into autumn and the temperatures throughout the day are starting to drop a little bit, I've actually stopped feeding these now. I think it's been about 2 weeks on this, 3 weeks, something like that. Unless we have a really hot day, I don't feed them this, so I've stopped that one. And as I wanted, and then went on to started on the health and vitality. Again, this is slightly less protein. This is taken down to 33% protein, and you can actually feed this down to 10 degrees. But what I don't want to do is keep them on that one, and when temperatures, which they are at the moment, slowly starting to drop throughout the day, as the weeks go on, the temperatures are dropping. I don't want to get down to 10 degrees and then suddenly transfer them over onto wheat germ. That's just my preference. I don't want to give it be a shock to their system. So what I'm going to do is, as the temperatures start to drop, I think at the moment I think they're around 16, 17 degrees some days, and overnight at the moment I think we're actually dropping down to 12 and 13 on the night, and it's building up as the day, throughout the day, and it's peaking around 16 or 17. So when I get down to around stable in, it's staying around 15-16 degrees, what I will do is I will start to add wheat germ in. This one is Nishikoi wheat germ. It's a protein of 20%, and I think you can use this one down to 6 degrees in temperature. So what I'm going to start to do, as I said, when the temperature reach around 15 to 16, I will start to incorporate the wheat germ. So I'll start off with a 10 to 15% mix of wheat germ and a 85% of the health and vitality. And as the temperature starts to drop, I will increase the amount of wheat germ that I put in and decrease the amount of the higher protein stuff. So when my temperatures do finally get down to 10 degrees, because I've done it over a gradual amount, they'll be when around the 10 degrees, something like that, they will be completely on 100% wheat germ. So it's not a shock to their system, and I will continue to use this until I reach around 6 degrees. Anything below 6, for me personally, this is what this says anyway, this is down to 6 degrees. I usually stop, well I did last year, I completely stopped feeding when temperatures went below 6 degrees. I was pretty lucky last year. The temperatures in the UK, we did have some really cold days, minus degrees on the night and throughout the day with snow and all sorts. But I have got a pond cover, which I will talk about in a later video. I'll explain how I made it and how I get it, where I store it and stuff like that, and how it fits on my pond. But as I said, we were pretty lucky last year. It was quite a mild winter, like I say, it was -3 and 4 some days. It was down to the lowest we went to maybe. But because of my pond covers, and even though it was that temperature, it was quite sunny, the pond actually retained a good temperature. I'd say 6, 7, even 8 degrees. So throughout the whole of the winter, I managed to feed them constantly on this. They were eating. I've probably fed 2, maybe 3 times a day, just enough for them. As soon as they stopped, after 5 minutes or so, I took it out. I didn't leave it in there. But like I say, throughout the winter, it was more than enough temperature in the pond to feed these permanently on this. So with all these different foods I'm using and the pond temperatures I'm giving you, these are just the food that I'm using for my, these particular brands of food. Whatever food you've got, read your labels, websites, things like that. Check with the manufacturers. Different foods you can feed them down to different temperatures of your pond. But as I said, me personally, I don't think it's a good idea to just suddenly go from a higher protein food straight into wheat germ, which is a lower protein. Just that complete cut off, for me personally, I don't think it benefits the fish. It can put them under a bit of stress. That's how I think it, what I think anyway. So do check with on your labels, your manufacturers, and keep your eye on your pond temperatures, so you know when and where you are with your temperatures and what your percentages you're gonna feed them. So personally, I think just gradually wean them off the high protein onto the wheat germ. So when you hit that temperature, for me it's down to 10 degrees. I know at 10 degrees for your pond temperature, I'll be 100% on the wheat germ. And as I said, until it reaches around 6 degrees or below, personally I cut off feeding until the temperatures come back up again on the pond. Yeah, so as I said, this is the wheat germ I've got at the moment, which I will transition them onto. It is a 3mm pellet. I am going to look for and research some other foods, other wheat germs. I do want to go on to a 6mm pellet for the larger koi I've got, but I still do have some of the some smaller ones that haven't put on as much growth as I wanted to this year. So I'm going to hopefully find a 6mm that I'm happy with, and also I'll feed them 3 and the 6. I did look at the Queenie Koi 6mm pellet, but that is a sinking pellet. But I think with the size of my pond and the bottom drain I've got, any sinking food I have tried a bit in the past. As soon as it goes in, if they don't eat it rather quick, it does get sucked straight into the bottom drain because of the size of the pond. So I'd prefer a floating one at the moment. So I did look at the Queenie Koi, but that's not suitable. So I will try and find a 6mm that I'm happy with, and I'll have a mixture of the both. So that's what I'm going to transition them onto. But I'd just like to take this opportunity again, and I've said it in previous videos, a big thank you to all those that have subscribed I really do appreciate it. And if you remember from a previous video, I did say there's that 500 subscriber giveaway. When it hits 500 subscribers, start that again. When it hits 500 subscribers, I'm going to do a free giveaway to anybody that subscribes. So if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button and that little bell for notification of future videos, and I'll see you on the next one.